Hello to all of the fathers with young children that are married, or maybe you're not married but you have young children. This message is for you. Today I'm gonna touch base in a topic which is about your physical fitness or your body, your shape, and how that obviously affects massively. This is no news, as you probably know. There's been probably many years of research that mental health is completely linked with your physical health. So what I want to get around here is that if you work on your physical fitness, you're immediately working on your mental health, how you feel about yourself. So, sorry, just letting those cars pass. If you see your body as a project that you have, right? And the less time that you work on that project, the harder it is to pick back up from the project. Maybe I'm just gonna put an example, as in, let's imagine that you are working in a work project. Maybe let's say you're working in a construction project, right? We're gonna put that example. So it's a house, right? And let's say that house is your body. And through the years, when you were younger, there was always a little bit of work that was put into your body. Let's say the house. You were always working a little bit on it and a little bit on it, building this house. And all of a sudden, when you had kids and you got married, let's say the progress of that house was completely stalled and there has been no work done on that construction site for many years. Let's say, for example, 5 years that project has not been touched. Now, if you all of a sudden say, well, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna pick up where I left from, I'm gonna continue building that house. Can you imagine what the construction site would look like 5 years after someone's left, just completely left it and never came back to check on it or nothing? I can picture it. It will be very weathered. There will be weeds probably this height. All the materials will be damaged. It will be very hard to pick up where you started, right? Because it's been such a big gap of time from when you pick up this project again. So honestly, if it was me, I would look at that and I would be, what the hell? I don't even know where I would start. How do you start? Like, do you first just start weeding the front a little bit to even see what you're gonna be like working against? So it's always harder to pick up it's always harder to pick up a project when it's been a long gap of time that has passed between when you were working on that project until you started working on it again. Same happens with skill. If you were, let's say, really good at playing guitar and you were practicing every day and playing and everything, and all of a sudden you don't play a guitar in, let's put the same example, in 5 years you don't touch the guitar. Now, I'm not saying that you will not know how to play guitar at all, but the muscle memory and the emotional connection that you have with the guitar will be very far away from where you were. And because you haven't touched that guitar in 5 years, it will be very hard to pick that skill back up. Now, one thing that I want to say with our bodies is, with a lot of married men with kids, and that includes me, you could be in a position where it's been a very, very long time since you did any exercise, like at all. You're busy with work, then on the weekends you have to just look after your family, take the kids to sport, wash the cars, mow, help clean the house, maybe help go do the groceries, spend time with your family, maybe cook. Man, the list just goes on and on and on and on. And now it's not even about the question of or saying like you don't have any time to do the things. You just don't even think about it anymore. It's just been that long. And that was a very, very long intro, but here comes something that I'm going to tell you about how you can start changing that and remove from your head that limiting belief that because it's been such a long time, it's like not worth it anymore to start working on your body again. Before I tell you what I believe would be a great way to start for you, I'm going to tell you, and I've heard so many cases, and that happened to me, so I've learned by mistake, so I'm really, really, really trying to help you with what I'm about to tell you, because from experience, and also from other dads that I've heard, that a lot of these guys, these dads, suddenly they get like this boom, like a aha moment. I need to get back into fitness. And actually a few people, including me, suddenly you say, I'm gonna start running. Yeah, I'm gonna start running. Yeah, I'm gonna start running. And you put on your shoes, and because it's so easy and so accessible to just go out running, you just go out and just start running and start jogging, and you're doing it for a few days, and what happens? Boom, you get injured. And your body just doesn't respond like to the workout. Your knee, your leg, your calves. In my case with my Achilles, both of them, I got injured pretty bad, and I actually couldn't run or like even jog or even going out like brisk walks and all that for like about a year or something like that, because I just started running and I was running full speed without knowing what I was doing, and I got injured. And another dad that I met once, and they told me that they started running too, and they also got injured like pretty much within like 2 weeks of started running. You know why that happened? Obviously it's because we had muscles there that haven't been touched or moved in that way for a very, very, very long time. So when you start using those muscles and they haven't been touched for such a very, very, very long time, you get injured. It's just like if you went to that construction house, that construction site that I was telling you about, and that timber that was left there, or the frame that was left there for 5 years, and it's all weather and everything, and then you want to put some really heavy timber beams right on top of that timber. What's going to happen? They're going to snap. You know it, they're going to snap. So that's exactly what happens. So even if you find like a little burst of motivation and you're like, yes, I'm going to do it, and it's very hard to resist yourself, because the old you could do that. The old 20-year-old, 21, 22-year-old you could just pick up running just like that if you wanted, sprinting and everything. You'll be fine, But this new version of you that's been left out like the construction site of that house for a very, very long time is not the same. You don't have the same condition. I mean, you know how it works. It's your body. It's if you don't condition it, you start losing all that momentum, and the gap is just massive. Now here comes what I'm gonna tell you. It's a great way to start, and that is to start walking, right? Now, I've always personally had an issue with walking because it feels like it's not intense enough. And I'm like, well, I'm a man. Like, I'm gonna work out. Like, what am I gonna do? Go out walking like an old lady, that goes out to walk every day with her friends at 9:30 a.m. and you see them in the kitchen. Like, not very often you see men just walking, like just on the street or wherever it is that you think it is. Like, I don't know, it's like and that used to be my belief, that like it's like I don't know, walking is like a activity for, I don't know, for some reason and I know it's not true at all, but you feel like, oh, that's just more for like moms in a pram just walking and having a coffee or something, like it's like a thing for women to do or something like that. And I'm like, obviously now I have completely removed that belief because it's not true. Why is walking not like cool for men, Like, why are we like so against it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Walking is a fantastic thing to do, and I'm gonna tell you why. It is very low intensity, very, very low intensity for your body. Still is a fantastic workout. Trust me, if you haven't walked in a while and you go out for a 20-minute, half-hour walk, but walking, like focusing, walking, you'll be tired. Trust me, you'll be tired. After that, you'll be puffing and huffing. Even I am right now, after going out for like a half-hour walk. But the thing of it is that very unlikely, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but very unlikely that you'll get injured by going out for a walk. But by doing that, little by little, you start putting some pressure and some work on those muscles that haven't been touched or haven't been moved, or exercised in a very, very long time. It's also very cheap because it's free, and all you need is a path where you can walk and your shoes, and you can just literally walk out the door and start walking if you want it, right? And I don't know why we have these thoughts, but that used to happen to me, that you feel like you're gonna go out and it's gonna feel so awkward and so weird that all of a sudden you're out there walking on your own, which again, doing walking, which is like, why is people are gonna think about me? I'm doing walking, like what the hell is this, a sport for a man? Like walking, like it's not a sport for a man. But anyway, you think that you're gonna go outside and all the neighbors are gonna see you there walking, and that everyone's gonna be like, hell knows what they're gonna be thinking of you, and it's gonna be really awkward. And what are you gonna say? They say like, oh, what are you doing? Like, oh, walking, like, oh. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you, I'm honestly 100% sure about this. No one cares. No one really cares about what you're doing or about you, really. Everyone's got their lives, everyone's busy, everyone's got their own kids, their own jobs, their own problems that they're dealing with, their own successes. No one really cares. So if you're gonna go out and start walking, put your shoes, go out and start walking, and just focus on what you're doing for you. Now, the last part that I can say is that if you really, really feel uncomfortable to go out and start walking, like right in your neighborhood, get on the car and drive probably 5 minutes to another walking path, to another park or somewhere where it's more like not just like on the houses, and you may even enjoy that more or something like that. And then maybe start there. But the only issue is that then that becomes another step on when you're going out for a walk. Get in the car, go drive, park, get out, do the walk. So it'll just take you longer, and it may be another wall that then you have to cross, I personally pretty much always just walk straight out the road, a few blocks around my house, 15-20 minutes, and then I come back. And then on a day like today, where I had like a little bit more time, like on the weekend, and the wife's at home with the kids. She did something herself yesterday, and today I thought, yeah, why not? So I actually drive somewhere that is like about 10-minute drive from my house, and as you can see, it's a lovely place where it's only me, just some cars passing by, but it's a great walking path, and just with nature I can do this and do some content on my phone, and no one's gonna interrupt me or wave or do nothing. I really enjoy that. Not that anyone cares anyway in the neighborhood. So start walking. Maybe you feel sometimes like, oh, it's a Saturday, I'm gonna start on Monday, or and you have this vision of like the end goal of you like running a marathon or lifting weights and just being ripped, and back to maybe a sport I used to do. Let's say you used to play cricket or soccer, and I want to get back to. Forget about that. Just forget about it. Don't think about it. You need to start working on this, literally like grain of sand by a grain sand by grain of sand by grain of sand. It's gonna take a long time, but if you start walking consistently, then every time you do it, you will feel like you are doing something towards that goal, and then that will make you feel so much better mentally. Trust me, do the test, and if you do and you start walking and you feel some changes and you feel amazing, please let me know, because I would love to hear if this has made a difference. And just to finish off, last thing, if you hear some advice from professional runners on YouTube or something, a lot of them, if not pretty much all of them, will tell you that walking is one of the biggest parts of their training. They walk a lot, and that gives them actually a lot of not only recovery but muscle memory, because it's still doing the workout, not so intense. It gives you great physical condition and cardio, and it's also beautiful for your own mental health, because it allows you to have a moment where you can think, relax, and enjoy just being with yourself. Until next time.